This is the city of Absalom, the city at the center of the world. Absalom is celebrating the Radiant Festival, a 3-month festival of epic proportions held once every 100 years. The celebration attracts all types: tourists, performers, merchants, inventors, as well as unsavory types, petty thieves, gangs, cults, and criminal enterprises. That's where we come in. We protect and serve. We are the agents of Edgewatch.
All right, let's go patrol. Let's go meet these citizens. Actually, it's a lot of tourists, too, right?
Chris Beamer is playing Lo Mang, an orc tiefling monk of the crane style.
Many tourists. You are walking around your beat. You're checking out the city streets. You're seeing the festival starting to go underway. Obviously, there is a cavalcade of people from every walks of life. And even though Lo Mang is quite unusual, you see other creatures even more unusual than Lo Mang. Everyone
I like that.
from around the world has come to this festival. And Lo Mang, for the first time in maybe a very long time, doesn't feel like he stands out that much.
Yes, that is comforting. Because most of the time I get a lot of stares.
You still get the stares, but I think it's more of a stare of admiration than of intimidation. They're more like impressed by your statue and also the big badge that you're wearing.
Yes, I like that.
So as you are walking down the various streets, you see in the distance smoke and profanities rising up from a cluster of food stalls near a small park overlooking Absalom Harbor. The commotion centers around 2 particularly decrepit booths positioned across from each other, each little more than piles of haphazardly nailed boards, their peripheries scorched and smoldering. Suddenly, a clay pot flies across an intervening space, smashing against one of those scorched stalls and splattering flaming oil across several others. You can tell there appears to be, well, a little bit of a fight going on between 2 stall owners. What do you do?
Oh, no!
John Statz is playing Cadet Dougie McDougal, a human something.
Stop in the name of the law.
Seth Lipton is playing Gomez, a goblin elementalist sorcerer.
Yeah.
Stop that criminal act.
I charge in to wherever that is.
Yeah.
I charge wherever
Right,
that
me
is.
too.
So, sure enough, you quickly run over and you see 2 goblins that seem to be in a bit of a tussle. And you can tell that they seem to have, well, goblin food stands right next to each other. And they seem to be in a fair amount of disarray, as they seem to be trying to sabotage each other's food stand. What do you do?
I say stop in the name of the law in Goblin.
Okay, interesting.
Stop that tussling, you two, being all intimidating like.
They look up.
Demoralizing.
It's interesting. They look up at you and they say, "Well, officer, this one over here, he's in my space. No, he's in my space. No, he's in my space. No, he's in my space. I was here first. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. No, I am here first."
All right, we'll separate those 2. We'll get statements from each. We'll sort this out. Like I'm saying this to my comrade.
Yeah,
All
Just
right, I break it up, you two.
They gotta
Stop.
separate. Yeah, break them up and get their statements.
And then they're trying to they're fighting you. They're like, no, you don't understand. This is the only good place where we can sell goblin wares. There's not enough demand for goblin food. This is it. This is the only one. Yeah, this is it. This is the best place for goblin food. I was here first. He should move. Now he should move.
Well, you're both gonna shut up and you're gonna calm down right now, or else we're closing both these stands, and you can spend the rest of the festival instead of making money in jail. So quiet down now. We're gonna take each one of your statements. We're gonna sort this out. You over here, you over there.
And I think I see at least 3 or 4 health violations.
What kind
of meat is that?
Actually, with that, you actually hear a bit of a warning in your head from the Lawbreaker badge, realizing you're actually talking about something you don't know anything about, and you should be careful that.
Don't make up charges.
Yeah, don't make up charges. You actually hear a warning from the badge in your head saying, that's not really true. This is outside.
So we don't enforce.
So you're saying that they don't have health violations?
I'm saying that what you consider a health violation might be gourmet cuisine to a goblin.
Yeah, there's no breaking the rear car light with your nightstick and then saying his signal's out. There's none of that.
You're not a health inspector, so only report what you can see.
Yeah, in fact, your badge isn't telling you that. Gomez is telling you that.
Do they have any sort of like paperwork that says whose spot it's supposed to be, like their equivalent of like permits or something?
Jason McDonald is playing Basil Blackfeather, a Tengu empiricist investigator.
Well, do they actually split up? Like, does this goblin over here actually go where Doogie is, and the other goblin is where Low Mag is, or do we have to wrestle them a little bit?
You have to wrestle them a little bit, but they are definitely trying to fight you. And being a goblin yourself, Gomez, you know they are actually secretly really enjoying this because this is actually a lot of fun for goblins. Yeah. So they're kind of almost fighting for fun. And to be honest, there's a large crowd watching them. So maybe, just maybe, this is actually a good way to get some
business.
Oh yeah. So.
That's really funny. I wonder if it's like a society check in Goblin. If I give them Three Stooges action, does that work into their society? If we did.
But actually, will. That totally will. In fact, they go on to explain. There's Gruka and Pelmo, and you can see the names. There's Everything Fried and Pelmo's Pickle Hut, and they've been fighting over who can sell their delicious, dubious delights here.
Why don't you two join up and work together and sell both?
Yeah.
How about that?
They look at each other like, fried food and pickles? No, terrible idea. That's a terrible idea. That is a terrible idea. Yes. What do you know? You know nothing about goblin cuisine. What are you, an orc? You probably eat dirt and rocks.
Well, okay, so I did like legal knowledge check in my little badge. They need to be licensed to.
They're licensed.
Okay, well, are your papers in order? Let's see them.
No, their papers are totally in order, but the festival doesn't actually tell people where they can set up. Just that they can, sell their wares at the festival. Sort of like ice cream vendors in the suburbs. It's sort of like, whoever gets there first gets to sell the ice cream. So
yeah, in like Jersey City, there are fights over this, like this exact thing. Like it is because you get like a block that you can have your truck on, and some of these trucks they just stay there 24/7, like they never move, and so like the other people don't get the good spots, and they do fight over it a lot.
I mean, is there a chance that this could be like Little India, where one augments the sales of the other? I mean, it's convenient for their customers to only be 4 yards away from the other type of goblin fair. I mean, It doesn't make any sense at all that these guys want to be at different areas at the... So, in his own way, Dougie is going to explain that using diplomacy.
Okay, that's a good idea. I will roll that for you.
That's going to be a good idea with a real bad diplomacy roll.
Let's see. Your diplomacy roll is not great. And they look at Dougie and say, you don't know what the heck you're talking about. Yeah, you don't know a thing about goblin cuisine. And while this is all going on, Basil's sort of in the back, and Basil noticed something. Basil notices that one of the booths is on fire. And while this is all going on, one of the booths looks like it's on fire, and it looks like some of the cooking oil is about to explode. What do you do?
One of their booths? Fire! When I point to the fire.
Can you do it? Can you do anything about it?
Yeah, you look at it, and you're like, it looks like wooden barrels marked with an oil drop symbol are about to get caught on fire and probably explode.
Can I go to the barrels and move them?
Probably. Yes, you can try to do a survival check to see if you or someone else who has survival.
I have survival. I just took survival. I can do that. I will do that.
Very carefully put out the oil fire that's about to explode before it goes off. Who wishes to try to do this?
Do you roll that, or would I? For
You
survival?
do that. I don't need to roll it because we will all get to see your success or failure. Both Basil and Basil, are you trained in survival?
I also have survival. Can I also do that?
No, I'm going to say Basil
Just
first
two?
because Basil noticed it, so Basil gets to go first.
So when I asked you guys all if you had survival,
They all do,
Yeah.
but it's useful.
you just ignored me, huh?
No, it's useful. Let's see, Basil 20. Guess what?
Yes.
Lomang runs over. Dougie runs over. Not needed. Not needed. Lomang 6. Good thing Lomang didn't do, because Lomang is about to put it out by accidentally dropping a barrel into the fire and have it explode. But
no.
Basil quickly grabs it and pulls all the barrels out and smothers the flames without rupturing the barrels and having the flames go out, even though it was an oil grease fire. So, good
And Chris,
job. That would have been really, really bad.
Didn't I tell you that modules or adventures will often work survival in as a one-off mechanic for
They will.
Yeah, so there it is.
Well, I'm not taking survival.
Can I ask an out of character question? Was that just a random thing, or was that my actual investigator passive thing going off?
That was an actual investigator passive thing. You rolled higher than everyone. You saw it. And if it exploded, it would have done 3d6 plus 8 fire damage to everything within 20-foot radius.
Wow.
Damn.
Yes. Nice.
Good job.
Yeah, the investigator. One of the nice class features is you kind of have this kind of active sonar thing going on, where you get a free the DM rolls for you, but you get a chance to notice.
I like that. Like danger sense.
Yes.
Spider
you get spider sense, basically.
So after you put out the fire, Gomez knows from his legal sense that this is violation of many, many
Right.
health and structural codes, because it's one thing to have a fight, but it's another thing to have barrels
Right.
of flammable oil over an open flame that could explode and hurt or kill people.
Right. Okay.
And that this,
Think of the
this is a
children.
whole-
All right. So this is what I want to do. I want to self good cop, bad cop them. The bad cop angle is I want to threaten both of them. I want to threaten one with everything you just said about the safety violations. I want to threaten the other because he's the one that started the fire with arson. And I'm gonna say so. But this is what. But we are good guys, and then I'm gonna be good cop, and I'm gonna say, but we're not gonna shut you down. We're not gonna take you in if you're willing to play nice. And all we're gonna do, we're gonna let you off with a light fine. And this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna swap the places. First week on, week off, week on, week off. First week it's gonna be you. The second week it's gonna be you, and you're gonna trade back and forth. And you're gonna play nice. And you're not going to get into any more fights because if we come down here again, we're going to shut you both down.
They don't look too happy, but after seeing that they almost both lost their stalls, they look at you and they're like,
Not to mention their
Fine.
lives. This could have killed them.
Yeah.
Or us.
yeah, they're goblins. They like fire.
I know.
They do.
This was like they were almost having fun with this, but it kind of got a little out of hand, and they're starting to realize that, yeah, they might have gone a little too far with this. They're like, fine. And they do a traditional goblin shake, which is biting each other's hands. They sort of shake and then bite, and with their teeth, which is how goblins seal deals. And they agree to take 1 week on, 1 week off of this area, and that you are informed that the fine for almost, killing there's a lot of people looking. This could have killed people.
Right.
This could have killed you.
Right.
It was really a big explosion. This easily could have killed one of you. And it is 21 gold pieces.
Oh, there we go. I like this job.
Uh,
That's great.
is that to each of us or from each of
No.
them?
from each of them.
Okay.
So
This
each
is
of
more
them.
than my long lost cousin made in the Pathfinder Society. That's for sure.
42 gold pieces to us.
Yes. So 42 gold pieces in fines. They pay it. They're also given all the outline of what they need to do to fix up their booths. And they also signed that they're going to take turns in being in this place once a week. And it looks like everything is on the up and up.
And I being a goblin and also having dangerous teeth, I am also going to do that same goblin handshake bite 'em deal on this deal with them.
Got it.
I look at you
Cool.
askance a little. I'm like, oh, it's weird.
It's a goblin thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
There's many
It's a weird
tiefling
goblin
things that you would not understand.
Exactly.
and actually, I want to do something else too. My share of whatever that fine is, I give it back to both of them, and I'm going to take it out in store credit. I get free food from both of you for the rest of the festival.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you get good
Cool.
goblin fare.
Yeah. You got fried pickles and more fried pickles.
Delicious.
And they're actually you actually take a small sample and the food's actually quite good. And actually the thing is, Gomez knows this is actually legitimate because there's not that many goblins around, and although non-goblins will eat fried pickles and other materials that they're selling, this is really designed for goblins and
Well,
goblin
it's also
fare.
a southern,
Authentic
it's
goblin.
a southern thing too.
and I also don't want to I also don't want to personally as a goblin support my people's type of thing. I don't want to hit them too bad financially for basically normal goblin stuff that nearly blew up both their places and killed everyone.
Yes. So
Cut 'em a little
good job.
Gomez is known for eating things that a billy goat will upchuck.
So you're walking around, feeling pretty good after, averting disaster from the goblins, when suddenly screams erupt from an evacuation project on a nearby street. You see workers fleeing, scattering their shovels and pickaxes, as 4 skeletons in rusted armor clamber up from a hole in the pavement.
Oh no, they unleashed.
Roll for combat.
They dug too deep.
That's an excavation, right?
Disengage safety protocols.
Dougie, you're up first.
Okay, so he's going to do what he does best. He's going to charge into combat and punch one of these skeletons with his hand. All right, and he is going to attack the one to the right of him.
Okay, that is number 1. 19. You hit number 1, doing 5 points of damage.
And he's going to attack again.
Explodes in a shower of bones and viscera everywhere. Boom! There goes skeleton number 1.
All right, he'll attack skeleton number 2.
16, doing 7 points of damage. He too explodes and just boom, boom.
Does he look, are you a monk?
Do any of these guys have weapons on them?
Do these guards have these skeletons have weapons on them? Yeah, in fact they do, but they're incredibly rusty.
Okay.
And
Clubs,
disgusting.
basically, clubs.
Totally, they're pretty much useless. Basil is up.
All right, Basil, you see his eyes spark with a little bit of electricity, and he casts Electric Arc as a ancestral ability because has ancestral ability Storm's
Nice.
Lash.
Oh no. Yeah.
And I presume that's going to be on skeletons 2 and 4.
I'm going to hit the 2 remaining skeletons if possible.
Reflex save of 14. Ooh, one of them makes a reflex save of 25. So it goes right through him and doesn't do any damage whatsoever. And now number 4.
They should be immune.
I'm looking up skeleton guards. Are they immune to
Undead
electricity?
usually are.
Well, the one thing is it definitely just completely went through skeleton number 2. Skeleton number 4, it looks like it was hit, but it didn't do any damage to skeleton number 4.
Oh. All right, well, with action number 3, Basil kind of pulls the cloak off of his shoulder and wraps it around his arm, as he has a dueling cape, which can be used as a quasi-shield.
Nice!
Lomang is up.
All right.
You just saw a Dougie, who you probably didn't think was the sharpest tack, walk up and just destroy 2 of these
I'm
skeletons.
impressed.
What are you going to do?
It's the power of the badge.
I am going to assume the crane stance, and then I'm going to move.
Okay, 1 action for Crane, 2 action to move.
And
Next to Skeleton Guard number 4.
Fury of Blows.
And then 2 attacks with Fury of Blows. First attack. Oh, sorry, you roll a 15. Sorry, that, good sir, is a miss.
Okay, another attack.
Mediocre.
I'll put in the -4.
A 5. Critical miss. So you were like, go, ha, I will show Dougie. Swish. Skeleton Guard number 4, who's standing right in front of Lomang, just decides to...
My AC went up by 1 too.
There you see, went up. Just decides to attack you.
Gomez, you have to save Lomang. He's in trouble.
Save me.
Yep, Lomang might be in trouble. Here comes the scimitar attack. A big, rusty, horrific scimitar is coming right at you. Oh no! Critical hit! Roll a 26. 10 points of damage.
Is that a natural
Oh my
20?
god!
That's a natural 20.
Different character, same result.
Oh, sorry.
Second attack. That is -5, so that is a 19. Does a 19 hit
Yes.
you? Yes, it does. 4 points of damage. And then final sweep of the scimitar at a -10. A 7. Okay, 7 will miss. Actually, it's forceful, so it actually gets 1 more point of damage, because I believe that's how that works with forceful, is that, yes, it builds more damage with momentum. So you actually get more dangerous with each attack, so you actually take another 1 point of damage. Lomang is nearly dead. And next comes the second skeleton. Skeleton number 2. He walks over to Dougie, stepping on top of his buddy, and then scimitars Dougie. 13.
Oh, that's a miss. That's a miss.
Miss. And then scimitars once more. Does a 3 hit?
That
Dougie?
is a miss.
Minus. Oh, that's with the minus.
Gomez is up. Wow. Dougie's pretty impressive. He's killed 2, easily dodged their attacks.
All right, let's see if I could show my own skill. I stride to here, or actually I'll stride to here, and then 1 action heal touch range on the skeleton guard attacking Lomang.
Okay, so you are walking between Gomez and Lomang,
Right.
and you are going to try to touch the skeleton guard.
Right.
Yes. So that is just a regular. Yeah, you just hit the heal button,
Boom.
and we'll see what happens. Yep, you automatically.
That's
will
not
hit.
a touch
Let's do
attack?
Fortitude save.
They do it
Touch attacks are
different.
very different in
Oh,
Pathfinders
interesting.
too. They just work. It's just a save. You don't have to worry about.
Thank God.
doing
I
It's just
love
like
that.
that's the
It's way
range.
better.
I
The
love it.
range is-
No, I
the
love
range
it.
is touch.
I love that. That's great.
Ooh, 12. So roll your damage. He fails his fortitude
Nice.
save.
It's just a D8, I believe.
Just a D8. That's all it is.
The power of divine magic.
7.
Positive energy.
Boom! He explodes in positive energy goodness.
All right, and then
he is gone.
And same thing for my last action. Bam.
Did you
No,
kill
no, they're one. Like if that's why I moved up. If it's a ranged touch, it costs 1 action.
Oh yeah, it's either 1 to 3 actions.
Right. If I use 2 actions, then it's a range, and if I use 3 actions, then it's an area of effect. That's why I moved up.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, is that what type of spell is that for you though?
What do you like? It's healing positive. What do you mean?
It's a level 1 spell.
Oh yeah, I
or is
used
it,
2 slots. I'm using slots.
No, that's what I'm getting
Yeah,
at. I just
yeah.
want to make sure. I didn't know if how you're.
Did you
doing that.
kill the wrong one?
They fail. They feel no. He killed the
Okay.
right one. He fails with a 9 fortitude save. So give me the damage.
Oh boo!
1 point of damage.
But is he vulnerable to it? Positive energy, undead.
Believe it
Do I
or
get
not,
anything else?
no,
Ah.
they're not. I know it's strange,
strange.
but they're not. Dougie's up.
Finish up.
Okay, so the one that's alive is next to Lomang, correct?
Lomang has a skeleton dripping with his
No,
blood.
that's the one that he killed.
No.
No,
Number
like-
4 is right in front
Oh.
of you. It's
we
going to go
swapped
and
it, but
kill
that's
you.
fine. Yeah.
I'm going to move him up.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. What do we got? What do we
Yeah,
got?
flanking.
That's what we got. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so let me attack with my fist.
Fist of the North Star. Attack skeleton.
+2 for flanking.
Oh, +2 for flanking. Look at all that damage.
Is that a crit? No.
No, it's
12 points of damage, including the compound
wait.
damage.
No, that's
Whoa,
I didn't crit,
it's
did I?
pieces. No, but you get 6 for your hit and 6
Oh,
for
that's
your
right.
compound damage.
That's right.
Your
Kapow.
What's
extra
cow damage? What is that?
Ooh, no one
Well,
knows.
You just got to know the gaming system to know that.
Wow.
Yeah,
You just got to know the characters you're playing.
You're like that new class brawler.
Yes, I am. Very fancy.
The skeletons are all dead?
Okay, and I'm going to use up my last spell slot to heal you, Lomang.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so I do a 2-action heal, so it's a D8 + 8. I'll add the D8 as a bonus modifier. Boop.
Okay.
I'm actually going to pick up one of those rusty swords.
There. 10 points back,
Thank you.
and that's all my spells for today.
So they're in a matter of seconds. Dougie McDougal kills 3 of them. Gomez kills 1, heals the orc, and it was impressive. Very impressive. In fact, you see the workers and the other people around give you a round of applause for taking care of these skeletons so quickly and doing such an efficient job. And they start patting you on the back, especially Doogie. Doogie, you're just getting high fives. Little kids are coming up to you asking for your autograph. They're really
It's the
impressed.
power
by,
of the badge. It's the power of the badge.
Power of positive thinking.
And me being a stickler, I do an examination of the work site that they came out of.
Oh,
to-
yes.
to see it, just to confirm that this was a completely unforeseen accident, not the result of them not following proper procedures.
Not a monster generator that needs to be wiped out.
Yeah.
Nope.
That'd be
You can
awesome.
see that
On point.
their weapons or armor are too rusty to be worth anything,
They
although
can be
they were
used.
obviously plenty dangerous. Well, they can be used by undead.
Oh.
You obviously were using lethal force, as you knew these are skeletons. You don't have to bring them in for questioning. And quite frankly, non-lethal force might not even work on
Yes.
skeletons.
We are livist.
yeah.
we are prejudiced against the unliving.
They might have been left over from the Tar Fallen attack, possibly.
Yeah.
No, they're really
Oh,
old,
sure.
and this is just some random occurrence. Like
They cracked open
they
a crypt down
basically-
there. Or something.
Yeah, that's all it is. They literally just cracked open a crypt. The construction site's fine. You don't see any
Okay.
violations or any issues.
Nothing to see here. Everybody can go back about their business. Everybody can go back.
You actually know this happens all the time.
Yeah,
Like this actually is not uncommon, and usually it's things like skeletons,
Giant rats, probably.
Yeah, it's-
bugs.
yeah, giant rats, bugs. It's usually very
common
minor.
as-
You don't get
is
any.
there a poster board on the job site that says like X number of days without undead attack.
Yes.
Like, sorry, you're gonna have to reduce that to 0. You're
Put
gonna
it back to 1.
X number of days without undead. X number of days. It's just a whole list.
No carrion
of,
crawlers in a week.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a whole list of things.
I say, all right, gentlemen, let's test out the power of this badge, and I use it to my lay on hands. How many hit points?
You 6?
Yeah, 6.
You gain 6.
All right, good.
And you have
Woo!
armor
You feel
class
a lot.
+2 for 1 round. Oh,
Is that true?
Yeah.
And the round is gone. That's true. So you have completed some of your rounds. You've gone about halfway through your walk, and you've had quite an interesting day so far.
I gotta say, it is a lot more fun to
Oh, yes.
have the adversaries actually have a bit of character and story behind them.
yeah.
You know, like it's not like 2 goblins and we kill them and get treasure. It's 2 goblins that are having a fight over who is supposed to sell their garbage on this one block, and it's better to have a little bit of story.
I bet we're going to have a few quality of life crimes to deal with, yes.
Yeah.
I like how it starts out too, that it's not just an information dump of, okay, here's the entire history of this land, and here's the people you have to know, and here's the thing that it's just it's easing us into something, and it gets us running fast. So these weapons are not usable by Dougie.
Are you looking for a weapon?
Maybe.
Because they sell weapons at the commissary.
For people who want to buy their weapons, I guess.
And you asked me, Dougie, if you can take any of their weapons. And the answer is that their armor is total garbage. However, they do have 4 rusted scimitars, which, if anyone wants, can take them. However, they will break whenever you get a critical hit or critical miss. They will snap in 2 and be worthless. But if Dougie wants one, or all 4...
Oh, yeah, that's all right then.
Wait, how many of them are there?
4.
Power.
Does anybody else want them?
All yours.
No.
Not particularly.
Okay, I take them and then I go back to the goblins and I say, you want to use these? You want 2 of these and you want 2 of these. You cross them, you put them over your sign, and it'll get you extra customers. It's good advertising.
Oh, this is great. And you know what? We'll put on the little ends? Pickles. Yes. Pickles. Yes, maybe we'll make pickle kebab. Yes,
These guys
pickle
know their
kebab.
business.
You know what? Pickled fried pickles. How about I don't know, maybe green pickles, orange pickles, yellow pickles. Ooh, they're thinking of all the possibilities, all the pickles they can do. And you leave with them like talking about pickles.
I'm excited about all of those possibilities.
They're just going on and on about all the things that pickles can do.
There's a store in New York City called the Pickle Guys that does all that. Literally, they do everything. So good.
So, other than that, everyone is, very happy that you killed the skeletons, destroyed them, as you don't need to do non-lethal damage to them. And, yes, people continue their, enjoyment of the fair. What do you do?
All right. I'm looking around for anyone who... Let's see. So these skeletons, where did they come from?
They came from underground. My understanding is this entire section of town is the development project from the movie Poltergeist.
All right. So there's not like a big surprise.
No, it's like all over the place because this place was previously wrecked by unnatural disasters. And so whenever they do any kind of construction, you just run a percentage chance of uncovering some undead that are going to run up and attack.
All right. Well, I'm going to do a perception check to see if anybody's doing what they shouldn't be doing, and I'm just gonna, make the rounds. Like, I don't know which way my Dougie's going to be walking, but he's going to be just keeping an eye on people.
I am absent-mindedly enjoying a complimentary pickle.
You and the pickles. Okay.
I got a whole bag of them.
So, Dougie, you do. Let's see. I'll do your check.
Do I roll that? I think you roll that, right?
Yeah, you're looking around. Things look pretty much on the up and up. Everyone seems to be doing what they're supposed to be doing. No one is being nefarious. Everyone's enjoying the fair, the first day of the Radiant Festival. It's quite crowded, very busy. Everyone really, between the fact that, the whole city was almost destroyed by Tarbathon a couple of months ago, and that this is the first time the Radiant Festival has been celebrated in 200 years, and that everything here is pretty much new because so much of this area was built just for the festival that they're just having a great old time.
I think we should just walk the beat.
Yeah.
Without being too obvious about it, Basil is going to stick close to Lomang because he didn't realize there would be so much fighting this early in his police career or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
He's staying next to the big guy.
I say hi to random townspeople I happen to recognize on the street. Axon Jackson, how's it going? Nicole, see ya. Northern Dreamer, hey, how's it going?
So is it Lo Mang or just Lo? Or just Mang?
Lo Mang. You can call him Lo for sure.
Like Cher, Madonna?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly like Cher, Madonna. Or like Rock.
Or The Rock.
You can call him The Lo.
The Lo. So Basil is an investigator. Now the investigator is brand new. Well, kind of. The investigator exists in Pathfinder 1, but Pathfinder 2 has all these new things. And you are going to be a complex class because you get so many passive abilities, including what is the one that whenever you go somewhere, you automatically see something out of the...
Yeah, well, here's the deal. There are basically like 3 different varieties of investigator. There's a coroner investigator who knows a lot about like medicine, and that one's actually more optimized for combat because it also like translates into attack rolls and stuff. And there's like more of an alchemist type of investigator who plays up the kind of alchemy side of the character. But then I took the empiricist build, and that's basically he's got a lot of like passive sonar type stuff. And specifically, he gets a class feat called That's Odd. And what happens is, in any sort of new room or situation, you immediately get a chance to notice something out of the ordinary. So, and the GM rolls it, but I mean, the GM decides what that is, but you basically have kind of like a sixth sense type thing, and you notice what's weird. In fact, if there's an obvious thing that's weird, they give the example of if there's a blood stain on the floor, that's kind of obvious, and everyone sees that, and you see the second thing. You see the carpet's been moved or something. So, and then that's one thing that I have. And then actually, I also doubled down on the kind of passives by choosing like a trap sense thing, where I actually have the ability to sense traps and get a chance to roll even if I don't say I'm looking for traps. So basically, I got weird sixth sense type stuff going on.
You're not Spider-Man, you're Birdman.
Indeed I am.
Spider Monkey.
The Night Monkey.
Yeah, there's also, I mean, and this is going to probably come into play later, there's also the class feature of like having investigation targets. They're kind of like intellectual smite targets. It's like you're working on a case and you are trying to find the person who did the murder or whatever. And so if you identify this as one of the leads you're following, you get pluses to any sort of checks or perception checks or knowledge checks to try to track down the target of the lead or whatever. So it's got some interesting tools. I mean, in a straight up dungeon crawl, it's a little less than useful, but I mean, for something like this where we're doing police work and possibly investigating mysteries, it seems like it could be really interesting.
What do we have? Gomez, you're just a normal goblin? You're an actual goblin, though, not like your last character who was goblin-esque. Looked like a goblin, but wasn't a goblin.
I am a sorcerer, and I think I am also of the elemental bloodline, but I'm not some kind of crazy half, like, I don't have a wacky backstory. Instead, I'm a street urchin that through adventures became a cop.
And then we don't have to worry about the other ones because we have Dougie, who's a monk, and then Lomang, who's a monk. And obviously, Dougie's a much better monk than Lomang. That's all I'm gonna say.
We'll see.
We'll see. I don't know.
Is Dougie actually a monk though?
Well, if it's a style,
no man can say.
I'm not familiar with that style.
Style that you've never seen before. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know. I'm not familiar with that.
His style is walk up to them and punch them.
The kapow style.
Kapow style. That's right. Kapow.
Kung Pao style.
Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy. So you
Kung
guys,
Fu Shuffle style.
you're walking around, checking out the sights, seeing all the cool exhibits. You walk past like kind of a zoo. You walk past the carts. There's some games, carnival type games. There's like a stage, and
I want to play ring toss.
oh, they got ring toss there. They got all. the
I
games.
play ring toss.
Oh, you can't. You're on duty. You can't play ring toss. When you're off duty, you can play some ring toss.
I'm sad and wish I could play ring toss.
Ring toss is a scam, though.
Gomez quits the Agents of Edgewatch to go indulge his ring toss career.
I can't help myself. It's that ring toss. I need it. Pickles and ring toss.
I much prefer darts.
So you go to a new area, and this is the marketplace. And sure enough, in the marketplace, well, it's a marketplace. Lots for sale. Place is awesome. And much like a comic book convention, you can tell a lot of these are temporary stalls. Some are bigger than others, but some are just there for the day, and then they shut them down or close them down at night. Some are larger, that will be open during the day and the night. But you can see that a large part of this area is temporary. So it's not just all full-time, businesses, and that people have coming in just for the fair. So you're walking around for about an hour or so, chatting with each other, taking in the sights. Nothing's really caught your eye. Suddenly you hear a high-pitched shout and the sound of breaking glass emerging from a narrow wooden building painted with mystic runes. A woman in a floppy, wide-brim hat stands outside the door, arms crossed and tapping her foot impatiently, and snaps at you all. Finally! Took you long enough? She seems to be addressing you, the guards. What do you do?
We'll go over to her. Which is this woman?
I believe this is worthy of a what's all this then.
Yeah, what's the commotion here? What's going on?
What's all this then?
What's all this then? She looks at you and says, "Oh, I was about to give up on you. I thought they installed a new city guard to take care of the riffraff in this festival. But I guess better late than never. But it seems like a young bloke has entered into my store and has barricaded himself in there, and he seems to be breaking things. I don't know exactly what's going on, but if you can take care of this, don't hurt him. But I'm losing business because obviously he's barricaded himself in, I can't get in, and, well, he's breaking my supplies. Please."
Do you know this person's name?
I have never seen the hooligan before in my life.
What kind of
All right.
store is it?
Why, it's a magic store.
Oh, we'll definitely do that. Where's the door? That's another thing I don't see on the map. It's a big black square for me.
The door? Right here.
Is there more than one entrance, or is it just the one entrance?
She says, yes, right in front of Dougie to the east, there's a window, and right in front of her, there's a door to the east.
Oh, okay. All right, well, man, you're probably our best man to follow me in. So you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. You guys ready?
I got my crossbow ready.
Do you need to buff up? Anybody? No?
You have your crossbow out to apprehend a teenage boy?
Oh, I don't know. We don't know it's a teenage boy. That's new information.
Dougie thinks this is a two-fist solution, so he's going to
It's
go
always
in.
a two-fist
He's
solution.
busting in. Can I do that?
The door does not open. It is jammed and blocked. And as you start trying to jiggle and open the door, you hear a very young boy whose voice is still cracking from puberty, who says, "Don't come in! Don't come in! I'm looking for my master. I know he's here."
Let us in. Let us in.
No. That evil woman, I know she did something with my master. I've heard all about her. She's terrible, I tell you. You should arrest her. I'm not the one in trouble. She is.
Well, come on out. Let's talk about this. We'll settle it outside. Let's take care of this the right way.
I want to try to use intimidation to compel him to do an action, to compel him to come outside. I did like in a stern voice, announce my authority, and command him.
Okay.
It's like, we are the city guard. Come out in the name of the law, and use my voice of authority.
Okay. Roll intimidation.
Wow, interesting. It does not require line of sight. You just need to talk to them.
Like a cop does. And I'm not very intimidating.
A 9. You start saying, in the name of the... and then you have like a coughing fit. And it totally doesn't work. And you hear a very young boy saying, What are you doing? Why are you trying to do something with me? I am not the one that should be arrested. You should arrest her. You should arrest her.
I'll take a crack at this. Look, young man, we're just here to get to the bottom of this problem. We're not deciding who's right or wrong. We just want to come in and talk to you and try to figure all this out. And I would try with diplomacy.
The carrot.
Yeah, that would be a minus because this is a teenager we're talking to.
Not if I roll a natural 20, it isn't.
Oh!
Flex.
Yes.
Wow. Well.
You see a very young teenage boy sort of like poke his head, like he like moves the curtain in front of the window and looks out and sees Basil, the Tengu, and he's like, are you really a Tengu?
I am. My name is Basil Blackfeather. I'm a member of the Edgewatch, and I'm like to see if we can help sort all this out.
Huh. I always heard Tengu were honorable creatures. My master used to have amazing stories about your culture and how you always were trusted people. Oh, that other one, that orc, though, he looks kind of weird. You're going to protect me from him, right? Look at that guy. There's those hooves, feet I see.
He's much gentler than he looks.
A
little bit of a lie.
Okay. I'll come out. Basil, is it? Okay, I'm coming out.
Can I do something simultaneous to this?
Yes, what do you want to do?
I want to take the shop owner aside to put some distance between these two and start taking her statement using my diplomacy. And I get like particulars, like at about what time, what were you doing before that? Like I try to be very professional, and I don't need to role play this. Like this is just happening while that's happening.
Okay, that's fine. So this young boy who's maybe 12 comes out, and he's looking around, and he looks at Gomez, and he's like, ooh. He seems really impressed by Gomez. He sees Dougie. He sees Lomang. He sort of like winces when he looks at Lomang because he's kind of afraid of him. But he likes you, Basil. He thinks you're really cool, and he starts like asking you questions about your feathers and about your heritage. And
can you fly? Are you able to fly?
Right. He's very interested in you. He almost seems to have forgotten.
Actually, I'm really interested too. Can you fly?
Not fly so much as glide.
Ah, wow, that's very cool.
Anyhow, he's talking to you, Basil, and then all of a sudden he just starts crying and crying and crying as he's a 12-year-old boy, and he starts going on telling, he's like, I was just looking for my master. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I haven't seen him. I was here because I heard. He's just like, he's bawling, and he just hugs you, Basil. Like he's just a total mess.
So why did you think your master was here? What made you think that?
Oh, my master, he would tell stories about this terrible, terrible woman, Marion Porthery. That's her! And he like points to her. He's like, so I was convinced when he didn't come back that she kidnapped him and killed him because he would tell me all these stories about her. And he's just crying and crying. He's like,
well, what's he look like? Old, young? Is he a human, an elf? Tell me a little bit about him.
Oh, yeah. So he goes on to explain that he feels that in his heart that the wizard, the evil wizard Marion, who's the shop owner, kidnapped him and killed him because they've had a long-term feud that he would talk about all the time. And you also find out that he is a wizard, an evoker, and that this young boy was actually his apprentice. And they just came to the city 2 weeks ago to go to the Radiant Festival, to hang out, learn some of the craft, talk to other wizards, and, just take in the sights, if you will. And they split up to run errands, and his master, Comenels, never returned to their appointed meeting spot. And it's been almost 2 weeks since he's last seen Comenels. And Comenels would tell stories about the villainy of his sworn rival, Marianne Popri, who is the evoker. So he looked around, finally found her, found his shop, broke in, and was looking for signs that he was kidnapped by her.
Two things. Number one, is that enough information to use my Pursue a Lead ability?
How does Pursue a Lead work?
You spend a minute examining the details of one potential clue, designating the subject related to that clue as the target of your active investigation. The subject is typically a single creature, item, or small location, but the GM might allow a different scope. You don't need to know the identity, purpose, or nature of the subject, but you need to be aware of its existence. For instance, finding a footprint is enough to investigate the creature that left it, and seeing a hasty sketch of an item or location can be enough to start your investigation of that subject.
Definitely. If you want, you could probably maybe go into the store with the young man and look around.
My suggestion is we take both of these people and get them into the store and off the street, so we have them contained, just in case one of them wants to make a break for it, and conduct the rest of our investigation inside.
I would also argue she's allowed, if we're going to go into the store, she's allowed to be in there while we look around.
Not only is she allowed to be in there, I want her to be in there. What if he's telling the truth? I don't want her running off.
Part two of that was I'd like to do like a perception for sense motive, just to see if I believe that he's telling the truth.
You completely believe that he's telling the truth? 100%.
I mean, his master is at least missing. Maybe this lady had something to do with it, maybe not. But
oh yeah.
Well, that'll tell you that he believes it, right? Not that it's true.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not assuming everything he says is true, but I mean, certainly the general emotion seems to be real. Well, so why don't we do that? Why don't we go into the store? You're welcome to come in.
Escort them both into the store, and we're doing two things. We're looking for anything that might verify the kid's story, but also doing an assessment of the damage that the kid or the kid's guardian might be liable for.
You go into the store, you look around, and there is, obviously it's a very cool magic store. And it looks like it's been ransacked. It looks like he's looking for a secret entrance or something. And he goes on to explain that he didn't see anything, and he thought there must be some secret entrance to a floor or a dungeon or something. Because the store is very small. Like, the store is like 15 by 30. It's not exactly a large store. It doesn't even really have a back area. And you look around and you could tell that this is also kind of a temporary store, that this thing is built just for the festival. I mean, it's strong enough that'll last 3 months, but it'll probably come down once the festival's over. So the chance of it having a basement, it doesn't even have a storeroom. Like, everything you see is what you get. It's a very small store. So you don't think, and by looking around, you don't see any secret anything. And as for the woman,
we don't find a glove that belonged to his master. We don't find like a footprint we don't find a drop of blood. We don't find like a ring.
No.
We don't find any indication that the guy's ever here or any kind of clue that would verify his story.
Yeah, and in fact, she listens to this and she says, well, and she actually starts to feel kind of bad, and she like kind of walks over to the boy and she's just like, sort of puts out a large breath. It's like, well, I'm sorry that your master is gone, but what was his name? Canamelis? I barely remember him when we were in Evoker School together, but I mean, I don't know why he was said I'm his rival. I never really knew him. I think he was just pulling your leg, or was maybe he had a crush on me. I don't know, but I don't know anything about this person you mentioned, and I barely remember him, but I don't know anything about him. I'm sorry. And the little boy's just crying. He's just.
What's the skill? What is the sense motive skill in this game now?
Everything's perception.
Perception. All right. So who's got the perception to find out to see if she's being fishy?
I'd like to try a perception check on that one.
I actually did for everyone. Everyone thinks that they're all telling the truth. Between the fact that there's nothing here, that you know what's in the festival, that she has nothing to do with this, and the boy just seemed to be in the wrong place, wrong time, and doesn't know where his master is, and now he's all by himself at the festival. So
where is the boy staying with his master? Where were they? That probably doesn't make any sense because his master's not there.
No. They were staying like kind of a hostel, sort of a rundown. Not exactly. In fact, now you think about it and you're seeing it, like she's doing pretty well. She's got a store to herself. There's a lot of inventory here. It sounds like this guy was a little bit down in his luck. He was staying in like a hostel, not exactly in like the best location.
Kind of like the hotels I stay at when I go to the Comic Cons, right?
Yes, pretty much.
All right, so let's see. Does this guy have any papers with him, like business papers?
Who's this guy? He's a kid.
The guy, not the guy. The guy that he's talking about, his master. I forget his master's name.
Kemenellis?
Yeah, that name.
No, Kemenellis. They just came, and he was going to look for a more suitable place for them to stay. But he never found them. He was going to go do a couple of errands. He was going to look for maybe like a nicer long-term area. They were just really staying in the hostel, so they got their feet wet. They learned their way around the festival, see if there was a place they wanted to stay. Then they might find a nicer place. They were going to get some food. They were going to get some supplies, things like that. But other than that,
we get the address of the hostel? Maybe see if there's any information on where he might have gone that the kid didn't see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to be doing some work with the kid. I think we're going to be taking the kid around the city, looking for clues. But I want to ask the kid. So why did you take it upon yourself? You should have gone to the watch immediately as soon as your master was missing. Why didn't you?
He just starts crying. It's like, I don't know. I was scared you were gonna like lock me up, or you thought that I did something. I don't know. I've never had.
And you thought a better option was breaking and entering to guarantee that you would get locked up. That's not good thinking, kid.
He starts crying, and he's like, "You just made things really bad." Like
he's just a child,
He's crying, and with that,
he needs to get scolded a little bit because I don't think we're going to bring him. I mean, I don't think we're going to we're definitely not going to be shaking him down for money, and I don't think we're going to be bringing him in. So he needs a little bit of a stern talking to, I think.
All right. Well, Marion looks at this and says, "Okay, listen, this kid's been through a lot. I'll take him in. I'll take care of him for now. I'm not pressing charges." And with that, the lawbreaker badges basically say your work here is done. There's missing person, but otherwise, with no charges, there's nothing to collect, and there's
because my impression, like my instinct would be that we go with the kid and retrace his steps to try and find clues.
I was thinking the kid could stay here and help clean up the mess that he made as kind of a partial
she's gonna
recompense for trashing the store.
But if he comes with us, he'll be able to remember more things as we come across things, and he'll be able to direct us to exactly where he saw him and places that he went. And don't you think we'd need him to don't you think like the crime now is a missing persons case and we should follow that up?
Oh, that's definitely the crime, but I mean we can kind of tell them, look, you need to stay here so that if we find your master or if we have any other questions, we can come back and ask you. but I don't know if we necessarily need to drag him with us the entire time.
I don't know. There's a couple of reasons why. One reason is he is the only person that knows his master. He has all the information, and whatever information that he's too shaken up or too young to be able to give us right now, we might be able to get out of him if he's with us. We can if he's not. Second, if he's telling the truth, and this woman actually did, like if we just like missed it, and which is entirely plausible. Like he's telling the truth. There was a rivalry between those two, and she murdered him. I'm not going to leave this kid in her power. Third, we do have to get him someplace. We do have to get him someplace that like somebody's got to look after him. We got to get him some room or something. So he should come with us at least to the station, and kind of like add all that up. I think the kid comes with us. I don't think we leave the kid in or just go on our way.
She probably doesn't want him in there. Does she want him in
She
there?
offered. She offered.
Which frankly is suspicious.
Yeah, that is actually suspicious. That makes no sense at all. I mean, she called us to get him out of her shop, that he's causing problems, and she had to change her heart.
It's like metagame. It might be possible that this kid was just freaking out, and kind of the encounter is over. But and by following up the way we would naturally follow up, we're going off script. And if that's the case, we just should shut it down.
What do you want to do? Come up with the decision.
I want to follow up on the missing persons case. Take the kid with us and make it like if we get what other clues we can out of him, and then put a meal in him and get him someplace safe. That's what I want to do.
That's a bit outside your jurisdiction, as you need to complete your beat. So you can bring him back to the station and follow up on that later. But for now, you need to continue the beat, which is
I'm inclined to
can be assigned to anyone.
I'm inclined to walk away from this.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but that's not your case.
All right. Well, then can we bring him to the station and immediately get back on our case?
Well, you can go back to you can go back to the beat. That's what you're.
All right. Well, that would make the most sense then. Like the thing that makes the lead thing I don't want to do is. Okay, it's resolved by woman who might have murdered somebody and kid who's still missing her 100. You stay here in the store and we leave. Like that, I don't want to do. I like take the kid to our superiors and take him in for processing at the station, and then we get back on our beat. That'll do.
Okay, so you can definitely, she goes on to explain how she's not going to press charges. The kid is crying, and doesn't want to go anywhere near Gomez and nowhere near Lomang, and just is hanging on back.
Hey, what did I do? I didn't say anything.
You're freaky looking with your 8 charisma.
Hey, you know what? Don't judge. How dare you judge?
I'm not judging. Yeah. It's judging.
I know these kids today. You know what, Gomez? You're right.
He's a kid. He's scared, and he's been by himself for 2 weeks. She says she's not going to press charges. The mess is minimal. She'll clean it up, and she feels bad, and she gives the kid some food because it looks like he hasn't eaten a good meal in a while. So, so you.
All right. Well, we'll be around this way. We'll check on them later.
Well, you can bring him in.
Yeah, I nominally agree we should take the kid to the station just in case she's lying. That's probably prudent.
Okay.
But yeah, we should take him somewhere where he's supervised so we can find him if we follow up on his master at some future point. We should take
or pass him off to appropriate investigation agency, like to some other guy that's somebody else's adventure that we give him to.
Yes, pretty much. I mean, as you know, unlike being adventurers where you can just do whatever you want, you work for the watch. So just because something pops up doesn't mean you can just go off
the detective unit.
Yeah, you're not.
But that's the thing. Like if we find a lost child, if proper procedure is take that lost child, bring him to the station, and then
so that's what we're going to do.
That is what we do.
Let's do that. Let's get there.
So you take him to the station. While you're going to the station, you're walking with the kid because you got 15 minutes, 20 minutes to kill. You go on, and he's talking about the things he's learning, and you find out he's really interested in magic. And he's really interested in trying to, do some magic. And he actually shows you that he can do a couple of cool things. Like he shows you he knows light, and he shows you some mage hand, and shows you a little prestidigitation. He actually tells you that he's an apprentice wizard, and he's getting up there. He already learned some first level spells as well.
All right, I'll employ diplomacy and try to repair the reputation of the watch and brighten his spirits by bonding with him over the magic and doing prestidigitation. Also, employing my diplomacy.
Oh, all right. Let's see. You want to roll? You can roll it. Let's see this 2 you're gonna get.
I'm gonna roll a natural 1 and just like scare him more.
Between the 14 diplomacy and you showing some spells, he actually quickly forgets the stern talking to you had for him, and he's very interested in talking to you about all things magic, and especially since you're a sorcerer, because he's a wizard and he wants to like learn all about the differences between sorcery and wizardry. And he shows you like his spell book, and he shows you this one's magic missile, this one's light, this one's mage hand, he has telekinetic projectile. Like, he's going on and showing you, and he's telling you like, oh, when I'm going to learn fireball, and then I'm going to learn this, and he's just going on and like telling you all these cool spells he can't wait to learn.
So cool.
And Basil's not cool anymore.
Well, Basil's cool, but not as cool, because Gomez can actually like.
I do have one electric arc spell.
Oh well, you show him that, then he goes right back to you. Anyway, and then he wants to know if Lomang and Dougie can do magic too.
No, my magic is all internal.
No.
I focus my ki internally.
Okay.
The magic of thought.
So you go back to the station.
I say, Dougie, I think he's a witch. I think witchcraft is illegal in this city, so there is that. That's what I said to Dougie.
Is that true?
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
He's using magic. It's witchcraft.
Dougie, even if you're kidding, Dougie will correct you. He will read you the code of behavior in the city.
So magic use is allowed, and you're not
Yes.
you're not condemned as a witch.
That is
Okay, good to
that is
know.
true.
I'm not so good with the book learning.
I try to sell the kid on a career in the watch, set him on the proper path.
We're always hiring.
Yeah. So you bring him over. They're actually a little surprised, and the sergeant he sees you, and he's like, "Red Squad, why are you back so early? You're not supposed to be here. Finish your rounds."
So we're just dropping this kid off. Apparently, he's been lost for 2 weeks. His guardian has been missing person case. The guardian's been missing for 2 weeks. He needs somebody to look after him, somebody to follow up on that.
Fine. Babysitting unit, take care of him. Everyone looks around. You go get the kid. Take a statement. And Red Squad, finish your rounds, and then come back, and you can write this up.
Sir, yes, sir. And we leave. Or I leave.
Yep. Okay.
Back to the beat, I guess.
Wait, when's our lunch hour?
You should have had some pickles.
I know. I don't trust anything cooked by a goblin. That ain't happening.
So, okay, so you drop him off, and you know that this should be fine, that the kid's statement will be taken, he'll be taken care of, and I don't know. It's a little bit outside this adventure what happens to kids that lose their masters in a big city, but hopefully something good, I imagined.
I'm not sure I could, out of character, I'm not sure I could deal with all these, like, loose ends if we're going to keep leaving all these, like, loose ends in our wake.
That is actually really cool, because there's some other adventure where they're a little bit higher level, and the intro to that adventure is a patrol brought this kid in off the street who's been wandering around for 2 weeks, and that's the introduction. We just created the introduction to somebody else's adventure.
Yeah, the level 4 through 7 adventure is you're the detective squad that handles all the cases that the agents bring, that the guard brings.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're the level 1 guards who go and find the higher level quests for the level 4 adventurers.
We do the paperwork.
It's like Sherlock Holmes always comes in after the patrolman is there that found the body.
Exactly. So you go back on your beat, walking around, checking things out, and feeling good, feeling like, well, the kid seemed to be okay by the end, and hopefully they'll investigate and find out a little bit more about his missing master. Who knows? So one thing that's pretty cool is after a while you're walking through the fair and you see one of the coolest, most impressive exhibits. It's the Walking Castle by Kelish. It's a huge castle that literally walks. and it's like you see it off in the distance, and it's just kind of just like walking. It's just a walking castle, and everyone's kind of looking at it. A crowd of fairgoers are standing there watching it, and they're just in awe. And even you are in awe. And just beyond a line of guard ropes, you see the castle complete with battlements, domed tower, marching around in a wide elliptical stone track. You see dozens of thick mechanical legs supporting its bulk, and nobles in fine dresses and coats wave from atop the walls like it's a parade float. And everyone is just in awe, taking pictures if they could. And suddenly you hear a commotion erupts from the crowd. A woman races out holding a dagger and a belt pouch. And behind her, a red-faced man points and yells, "Stop! Stop! Thief! Thief!" What do you do?
We pursued a thief. We pursued the accused thief.
Pursue the thief.
Okay, you pursue the thief. Dun, 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 dun. A chase begins. So you see a woman who is running through the crowd. What do? You try to pursue her?
Which one? Which one is it?
Yes.
I will show you what she looks like. So first, you must get yourself through the crowd as people are all in awe and gawking at this walking castle. So it's really quite dense, and you're trying to fight your way through the crowd. Each of you can give me an acrobatics or an athletics check to weave and push your way through the crowd. Or if you want to try something else like intimidation to try to tell them to move out of the way. But each of you do your own check as you're trying to push your way through the crowd to get to this person running away.
You said athletics works?
Athletics or acrobatics is the easiest thing.
I want to be the world's smallest Fezzik. I want to be the world's smallest Fezzik and yell, "Get out of the way."
Okay.
With my intimidate.
Okay, well, Dougie rolls a 15, and although he's large and rotund, he is a pseudo-monk, and he just weaves through that crowd and disappears. You don't even see him. He gets so far away. Who's next?
Get out of the way in the name of the law.
Lomang, 20 athletics. Lomang's right behind Dougie.
Oh, he's probably in front of me if he's
He's
rolling
actually in
20.
front of him.
I move very fast.
I know. Gomez rolls a 21 for intimidation, and they all move out of their way as he's like, "Get out of the way! Get out of the way!" And they're just like moving, and because you're so small, they don't need to move a lot. So you quickly make a path.
Make a hole coming through.
And Basil, 15, also uses his bird-like abilities and flies a little bit over the crowd. Just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit.
Dougie says,
I'm intrigued by that.
"Let the man go through."
Step aside.
So once again, you continue you're getting closer and closer, but suddenly there's a fruit cart in the way. What do? There's a fruit cart. Get that fruit cart out of the way. It's blocking the whole street.
I jump over the fruit cart.
Yeah, that's an easy
Athletics
jump.
check to vault over the fruit cart.
All right. Actually, I think I've got some things for this, somewhat maybe.
Dougie, how are you doing this?
I don't have any items, and I'm an unencumbered human, and I'm just.
Yes, but you're a large, rotund human.
Yeah, but
phenomenally agile.
I'm a lot more agile and stronger than I should be.
You jump right over that cart, and not even a single piece of fruit falls on the ground.
Can I use legal lore against the cart?
You can do anything you want. Those DCs will be much higher, though. The DC the vault over is actually quite low. Gomez, on the other hand,
I try to scurry under the cart, and I don't.
you try to scurry under the cart. In fact, here. In fact, the cart is. Look, there's the cart.
That's funny.
I use an action to enter the crane stance, and then I make the jump.
You can't enter crane stance unless you're in rounds. That is a thing that we have talked about a trillion times in the other podcast. You cannot enter crane stance.
I choose to believe it's actually the cabbage cart from Avatar.
Oh, really? You can't use an action to do it?
Nope. Not unless you are.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's actually feats
crazy.
that allow you to do that if you want. But this is
All right. Well,
very long story short, because I've had this discussion with Rob Tremarco on the other podcast 100 times, and the way it's designed is that you can only enter a stance when initiative has rolled. You cannot do it any other time.
seems very not right, but
That
okay.
is, I know we've had this discussion, but there's reasons because you can get multiple stances. It basically requires a huge amount of concentration and requires you to become more aware. So you can only do it for very short periods of time, and this could be taking multiple rounds, multiple minutes.
Right, we're not in 6 second increments. We're not in
yeah,
6 second
yeah,
increments.
I understand. I mean, like this thing we're doing now is not in rounds, so it does not.
Right.
Like
It's
if I
this could
take
be
the
over
time to
5,
go
10
into
minutes.
crane stance, I'm behind everyone.
Exactly. I mean, there's
All right.
yeah, and there are actually feats that allow you to do it without an action. There's like a
Yes.
lot of these feats that allow you to do things. So there's reasons. It's part of the game mechanics.
So you said acrobatics or athletics? I forgot.
You can do either one. And so Gomez tries to go under the cart, but bangs his head on one of the crates and is now behind. Blackfeather again flies over the cart. It's like his long jumps and high jumps are really impressive.
For vestigial
very
wings, those are actually working out pretty well.
Yeah, you're just like, woo! He's just like flying up. You know, Dougie like jumps through it. Basil flies over it. Lomang decides to do one of his cool monk abilities and just sort of flips through it.
Nice.
And Gomez just knocks into the cart and it's like seeing stars. It's
I
like,
figured Lowback would just pick the card up and move it.
Right, that's a good idea.
And last but not least, you're continuing to follow this thief.
Stop in the name of the law.
She's almost away from you, but you're about to catch up, and then all of a sudden she ducks into an alleyway on the side, and you have to go through twisting alleyways. Give me either perception check or society if you remember your way around this area of the beat, because you're back in an area that you were before, so maybe you can remember. Oh wait, this is near where we fought the skeletons. I meant to remember how.
I know these streets like the back of my hand. Perception.
the back of my wing.
Wow! Basil just takes to the air and sees her, the woman, and jumps right in front of her and stops her. Lomang gives me a 18 perception. Oh, Dougie. No, Gomez is you're back.
Natural 20.
You're still behind.
Did
one,
I
so-
roll a 20 again?
Yeah, I'm just getting lost. I took a wrong turn.
You take a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
You're in a different district of the city.
Yeah.
People are saying, please don't run here, sir.
Okay, so Basil is in front of this person. Lomang is right behind. Dougie, no one knows how this happened. When you entered the alleyway, Dougie was behind everyone. When you exited the alleyway, Dougie was in front of everyone.
He was in front of the guy he's chasing.
You're like, what the heck just happened?
That's crazy.
And Lomang is just like, Lomang doesn't know what the hell is going on. It's like, are you an alternate dimension? Who is this Dougie guy? And why is he the best monk you've ever seen in your life?
I know. Where's his
Got
master?
access to portal technology.
And with that,
Roll for combat!
you all catch up except for Gomez, who is approximately 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, I'm behind.
You're like around behind. You're enough that
That's very cool. I like that a lot. Yes.
you're about a round or two before you can even catch up to them. You know where they went. Lomang and Basil and Dougie are surrounding her and decides you're trying to block her, and she looks at you all and whips out. Oh, she whips out a hatchet.
Oh,
And she decides to take a swing at Basil's right there. So she swings at you, Basil. A 19. I presume that hits your
That's going to be a hit. Yeah.
for 6 points of non-lethal damage or lethal?
6 points of lethal damage.
Wow.
But you still can only do non-lethal
I
damage because you're not trying to kill her, you're just trying to take her in. So that's her first action. Her second action after she hits Basil is she runs kind of away. She's trying to get away from you. It was more like a distraction to have him start bleeding. Moves over there, trying to like escape from you all. And then throws the hatchet at Dougie. Ooh. Does a 22 hit you, Dougie?
Wow.
That misses me.
No, it doesn't. You take. It's actually a 20. Actually, it's because it's only 10 feet and you're more than 10 feet away. It's actually a 20. Still hits you. You get nicked by the hatchet for 6 points of damage, and you guys just got hit pretty nastily. Lomang, you're up.
All right, now I can enter crane stance.
Yes, that's one action.
Right, one act. I could try it, right? I could try and jump over her and land in the square next to her on the other side.
Yeah, you could definitely roll through whatever you want. If you want to try to block her, you can.
Well, I want to try and jump over her.
Oh yeah, just get on the other side of her. That would be
and land there.
very good. Oh, we got some fighting to do.
You can try anything you want.
I mean, there's some weird things. Okay, so the DC is reduced by 5. I mean, I should get myself more familiar with these rules, but the and I high jump and the long jump DC is okay. So I can leap 5 feet more horizontally and 2 feet more vertically. So I would guess I have to clear her height.
Yeah. Actually, the good news is in the other podcast, the swashbuckler jumps all over the place, so I actually know these rules pretty well. It's basically you stride and then it's a 2 action. You're trying to do like a long jump, because you're trying to jump up and over her.
Correct.
So you stride and then you make a horizontal leap and attempt an athletics check to increase the length of your jump. And I can make it's a little up too. So you're trying to jump over her. So you can just, you just give me an athletics check and I will tell you what the DC is.
Yeah, the DC gets reduced by 5 in any case.
Because of your stance?
Crane stance.
Okay. So you make your stride and then you jump and that'll be 2 actions. So
okay, hold on. We'll roll.
Give me your roll of athletics to try to jump in front of her.
This is where I fall on my ass.
17, but it's -5, right?
The DC is reduced by 5, yes.
Okay. Well, let's see. You manage to leap, but you can't quite clear her. So you end up right there. Like you jump, but you sort of like bump into her or like the wall, but you still land on your feet. So It's a failure because you kind of had to run a lot. You actually were about, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That was like a 40-foot run and jump, so it was kind of a tricky angle, but it's not so bad that you failed spectacularly and you land on your butt. So you jump and you don't quite get over her, but you're okay.
All right, so I have a third action though, right?
Nope, that's 2 actions. Long jump is 2 actions. So
that's right, okay.
It's 2 actions. And Gomez, you're way in the back, so you can try to catch up.
So I spend this whole turn catching up. So put me wherever I end up.
Think you like emerge from the alleyway, and you're like, "Oh man, what's going on? There's a hatchet sticking out of Dougie, and Basil's bleeding." Dougie, you're up.
Nothing fancy. He takes 1 action to move up to her, another action to punch her.
And he goes into Kapow stance. Oh my God, is that an 18?
Does that hit?
No, you miss.
Oh.
Wow.
What's that? How is it? But I attacked. I usually hit when I attack. I don't understand.
It's surprising. I'm surprised. There must be some special magic involved.
She dodges out of the way.
Oh, second one is not good either. All right, so that was a waste.
Basil is up. Basil is bleeding. Feathers on the floor. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to move a little closer, and I'm going to cast Electric Arc.
Oh no.
Is this like the side of a building that we're against, or?
I'll say you are. I'll say you're kind of like against
Okay,
the side
good.
of the building. So that way you can't really get around. Oh, you cast Electric Arc. You know you can hit 2 people. Do you want to hit Dougie or Low Mag?
No.
Tempting, but no.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, she fails the reflex. So she tries to get out of the way, and instead she takes 3 points of electrical damage.
Hey, damage is damage.
So she takes the hit. Ouch. And now she is up again. So when you take a little bit better look at her, you can see that sure enough, she seems to have a very jingly pouch. Now that she's been running around so much, that it's you can tell that she has quite a bit of coin with her. And that you can tell that she is definitely nefarious just by,
I think stabbing with an axe gave it away. Actually,
Really? Is that what gave it away?
yeah.
So she decides to run away. Okay, back to the chase. Lomang, she's running away. You can give me a acrobatics or athletics check to try to catch up to her and stop her from running.
All right, let's do athletics.
Okay. You get 26.
We're talking.
You catch up to her and stop her. So next round you'll get to attack her.
Okay.
Gomez, you're just really behind. You also can do athletics. like, oh my god, I just got here. I gotta go run again. There's a lot of running in this job. Oh,
It's sad. I'm out of breath. I'm like, go on without me.
you're just like you are just.
I'm
There's
winded.
enough calisthenics. You're done. You're done. Don't take
My little tiny legs—they're just too short.
Lowbag's gonna need to start carrying you in a saddle, I think.
If she stopped, do I still have to do athletics? Or
yeah, just to see how far you can get up to her. Yeah, you do. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you do. Oh, Dougie, his error of being the most agile and fastest one has come to a crashing end.
Yeah.
Dougie,
I'm going to use my halfling luck. And
What?
Oh, I'm not a
Wait,
halfling
you're a
anymore.
halfling?
do you
No,
have that?
I'm not a halfling.
You're not a halfling. You're a human.
Nice try.
You trip and fall on your own 2 feet, and you realize that maybe Lomang, while he jumped, tied your shoelaces together because he was sick and tired of you
Upstaging me.
upstaging him. Right,
That's all right.
Basil, you catch up.
Hooray!
Okay, she's up, and she looks at you all, and she is gonna take out another hatchet. That's one action. Ka-ching! And then she's gonna attack Lomang, who's blocking her.
So my AC is 1 more.
Correct. Ooh, she rolls a 15.
Miss.
Misses you, and then she's like, "Get out of my way! You will never catch me!"
Stop in the name of the City Watch.
Oh,
Oh,
she hits again. She hits you with a 22, Lomang. 8 points of damage.
Damn. All right.
So she's beating you guys up. I don't know. She looks like she's barely scratched. You're up.
I know.
Is it worth it, or do you let her go? Because she might.
No, I'll let her go. Are you kidding me?
Okay, then you're up.
All right, here comes the crane wing attack
Okay, crane wing attack.
with Fury of Blows.
Oh, Fury Blows, 2 attacks.
2 attacks. All right, so here we go.
Fury of Blows is the best thing in the game. It's 2 attacks for 1 action. Oh, look at that. A 21 for 10 points of damage.
Nice.
You hit.
Attack number 2.
Barely.
Really? Barely? That's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah. -4 for the second attack, don't forget. A 5? You were,
Not
you were-
good. That's not
yeah,
good.
you were doing the old admiring your own shot. You were so impressed with the hit that your second one completely missed. You
It's difficult to hit every time. I can attack more though, right?
Yes, that was only 1 action.
And all right, 3 actions. Jeez. All right,
Yeah.
so
You could do another regular attack. You can't do that one again.
yeah, but that's at -8 also, right? Everything. Yeah, so I'll do a regular attack and let's fish.
Okay. Crit fish. 13. Miss.
Try again.
Okay. 1 more. Oh, you do have flanking, but you still miss.
+2.
17.
+2. Because of flanking.
You hit.
Nice.
Woohoo!
With a -8 attack. That's pretty sweet.
You hit her. She surrenders. She surrenders.
Nice.
After getting hit so badly, like her teeth are coming out, and she gives up. She's like,
Oh, I rolled max damage for that both times, huh?
Yeah, you did.
Wow,
You did
wow.
20 points of damage. She took it though, and she's still. She's taking a lot of damage. She was pretty tough.
All right, we'll put on the cuffs, right?
Dougie catches up, and then like a full minute later, you see Gomez like wheezing, and he's like, it's like holding his finger up, like trying to catch his breath.
I need to do more cardio.
We'll get you in the gym tomorrow.
Yeah, I do. I gotta go to gym.
This one's pretty easy. She's caught red-handed, and she has a pouch filled with
Red with our blood.
yeah, with like 22 gold pieces worth of coins, and on top of that, there's an axe sticking out of Dougie. This is as cut and dry as it gets. You can bring her in.
Oh, I've got an axe now.
You got an axe to grind. I would like to do a medicine check to heal wounds.
Yeah, but that is a 10-minute thing.
Oh.
You need to do that. Well, you could do it.
Yeah, why don't you do that while we bring her in?
Well, we have to cuff her, and then we have to take some statements and stuff, so I can do that while you're doing that, because we got to give the property to the guy, give it back to him and stuff, right?
Yeah, sure.
Basically, you spend 10 minutes, and you can treat your wounds, and then you can't do it for another hour. So while everyone else is, she's getting arrested, and you find the original man whose purse was stolen, you return it back to him, I presume, and he thanks you, and everyone's impressed by the acrobatics and fast maneuverability you were doing, all of you. Even Gomez, because only a few people actually saw him crash into the cart. Lomang, you successfully treat your wounds after 10 minutes, so give me 2d8, and you heal that many.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's really easy, except for people who fail it constantly.
Right, I barely made it.
I suppose at some point I should probably treat wounds as well.
You can do it while they're taking statements. Gomez can take the statements and take care of all the busy work as... the three of you are bleeding.
I do.
While the three of you are bleeding and taking... Oh, there you go. You heal 8. So if Basil wants...
Wait, I rolled D6s. D6s or D8s?
D8s.
Yeah, all right, that's wrong.
Yeah. Oh, Basil, 21. You easily succeed as well. You can also roll 2d8.
Well, it's 7 for me, which is
7.
good enough.
I'm healed also.
And Lowman gets 10, and then Dougie, you try to heal yourself and fail. You're too busy worrying about the integrity of your uniform and trying to get the blood out that you're not doing a good job at healing your wounds.
Right.
Because that's the most important thing. Okay, well, the good news is the watch is done. It's late in the afternoon, and you can return back to the station. So let's bring you there. You get all the statements.
We're racking up the arrests.
Been a fairly productive first day. We'll probably still get yelled at though, because that's what your
What do you
sergeant's
mean
supposed
dropping
to
off
do.
a kid in the station in the middle of the day? Don't you know that's always done at 4 o'clock?
Okay, so you bring in Largle Rel, who is the notorious bandit. And as you bring in the pickpocket, you find out that there has been someone pickpocketing tourists throughout your area. The sergeant believes that you managed to find the very pickpocket. Good job. Good show.
Thank you.
Is that the woman with the hatchets?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not a subtle pickpocket right there. That's usually, I mean, damn.
Yes. They look at and take the gold in, and they're going to return what they can to people who reported it. Olo takes Rail and arrests her, and we'll take care of the rest. You don't have to worry about her. She is going to jail. Dink, there she goes. And they look at it, and sure enough, you manage to get 27 gold pieces worth of fine and materials and equipment that she confiscates, as well as compensation for the damage that you took in the arrest. So that's 27 total for the group.
27 each?
No, total.
Oh. Okay.
Dang it.
No, it's still a lot.
Yeah, it is.
So it's in the afternoon. Let's see. Lomang is healed. Razzle's healed. Gomez is healed. Dougie's not healed. So while you're filling out the paperwork and putting in some other paperwork for the kid, Olo gets taken aside, and someone whispers something to him, and then he quickly comes over to you, and uncharacteristically animated, he looks at you all and says, "Red Squad, I need you to go back to your quadrant. We just got word that there's some commotion, something is going on over there. That if you saw that zoo over there, well, some of the creatures have managed to escape and are terrorizing not just the zoo's visitors, but all the surrounding businesses. Quickly, no time to lose. Get over there. Try not to kill any of the animals. Just subdue them and just do what you can. Assess the situation. Gather all the escaped animals. And first, I'd say start with the ones that are outside the zoo, terrorizing the local businesses. Okay, go. Hurry.
Yeah, we gotta save these animals.
We go. Oh my god.
I load my crossbow.
Oh, God. With the blood arrows, right?
This is a job for old Shooty.
Do you have your tranquilizer arrows?
Yeah, he's got the tranquilizer arrows.
Clever girl.
I have the Cabrillium arrows, Seth. Do you remember that?
I do remember those.
Okay, you run with the fastest of haste, running over to the zoo. And sure enough, you actually saw this zoo when you were walking around, but you couldn't really see in because there's a 10-foot high gate blocking entrance, and in front of the entranceway is obviously a ticket taker where you can go in and then buy your way in, and then you could see the various exhibits. So you quickly go through the marketplace, and in front of you, you see tents, wagons, and carpets displaying goods for sale that define the small marketplace just outside the zoo's fence. You see panicked merchants shouting from behind wagon doors and tightly closed tent flaps. And in front of you on one of the carpets, you see a life-size statue of a merchant wrapping its arms around a variety of fine vases, as if trying to protect them from something. Also, you see several small rugs and pillows have been piled haphazardly in the market's center, around which stalks a strange creature. It looks like a bat-winged chicken that's screeching and yelling, making sounds.
Wait a minute.
Cockatrice.
Ha! Yes, but you probably don't know that. You might know that.
What do you do?
What kind of check is it to know what that is?
That is...
I hope it's nature.
It is nature.
Oh, winner! Chicken dinner. I just got that.
I do it. You don't. Let's see.
Yeah, do it.
Roll your nature check. You, Lomang, say to everyone, "That's no chicken. That's a cockatrice." And that thing, well, the good news is if you get turned to stone, you usually can become flesh again in a couple of days or so. Although once in a while it is permanent. But other than that, yeah, you might want to be careful about this thing.
And that's what the merchant is. You see a stone statue is. Ah, I got it.
Uh-huh. And with that, the chicken looks at you and goes, "Brr, brr," and charges you.
Oh, no.
Roll for combat!
Dougie, get in there! Show 'em what you got!
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com.